In addition to significant variation across different geographic areas and other ODD factors, there's the issue to consider of the demographic characteristics of potential victims of automated vehicle crashes. The notion of a positive risk balance means that, on average, automated vehicles will have fewer losses than comparable human-driven vehicles. This is often simplified into talking about fatalities, but life-altering injuries and injuries in general should be considered, as well as potentially property damage. Even if, on average, losses are somewhat better than for human drivers, there are still going to be societal issues if the fatalities especially have a different victim profile than current human drivers. Consider what the reaction would be if the number of fatalities goes down overall, but the number of fatalities of people with a particular skin color or who wear a particular style of clothing or who live in certain neighborhoods increases compared to human drivers. What if the number of fatalities goes down overall, but fatality rates for people not seen as typical, in other words, not like the training data, go up? That might include children, that might include people with various impairments, it may include people who have trouble jumping out of the way of a moving vehicle, or whatever. Similarly, what if fatalities increase for certain types of road users, such as pedestrians, cyclists, or people who walk in the middle of the block? In other words, improving the average fatality and other loss rates may not be good enough, especially if a readily identifiable segment of the population suffers significantly increased loss rates in exchange for the overall decrease. Other possible considerations to thinking about how to measure and evaluate whether an automated vehicle is safe enough is to think about the expected cost of insurance, which might go up even if the fatality rate goes down, or the converse driving safety, versus trying to have a system that has as low as reasonably practicable loss rates. Consider that as low as reasonably practical might or might not be better than a human driver depending on the maturity of the technology. Also consider adverse newsworthy events. Even if the overall fatality rate is lower across all the boards and all the bins that matter, if there are too many high-profile adverse news events, it may erode public confidence in the technology, even if overall the technology would otherwise be acceptably safe.